You came with no investment properties.
Mm-hmm.
You now have
5. Yep.
Could you ever have thought that? We've already had a chat about this, but could you ever have imagined that?
No.
Not in my wildest dreams.
No.
Could I ever thought that was possible? That we could come to our first REM thinking that we'd acquire 1, and we walked out with 2 floating on the air. Can you believe that we just got 2 properties? We went away and we were just pinching ourselves for a couple of days saying, oh, did that really just happen? Were we in actually a position to be able to do that? Because we had no idea that we could have done that.
Money isn't the root of all evil, the fucking lack of it is.
Not money, the lack of understanding money.
When I put that into emphasis, when I realised that psychological effect and how it hit our family, I FTB all the fucking way.
You are now watching the Money Mentor podcast
With Graham Home.
Graham Home.
You're fucking gone. See ya.
I'm Chantal. I'm team leader of the relationship managers here at Infinity, and I have the wonderful Wayne and Tineka here from South Australia. Welcome, guys. How are you today?
We're great. Thanks, Chantal.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, great.
Terrific. Well, just a bit of a chat. You've had your time with G, which was no doubt awesome. Yeah. We just want to have a bit of a continued chat about what your journey's been like, but probably more so focusing on budget and rapid repay and the successes that you've had there, which we've had a bit of a discussion about. But tell me, where were you in just a really quick snapshot? Where were you when you joined Infinity in terms of home loan and investment properties? Where are you at now?
So we had no investments, no toys, and we were in debt to the tune of about 255.
Not much, no savings really?
Not a lot of savings.
How was budgeting?
I was good at budgeting, so I made sure all the bills were paid, and I would make sure I'd put a little bit extra off the mortgage. Mm-hmm. But that was it.
What happened to the rest of the money?
Wayne happened to the rest of the money.
I believe it. Look at him. Look at that face.
Oh, well, yes.
Yes. Wayne happened to the rest of the
I
money.
enjoyed spending a little bit of money here and there. And,
okay.
You go down the motorbike shop and come home with a brand new motorbike, $25,000.
Wow.
Like that.
Well, when we know better, we do better, right? Where are we at now?
Now we are down to about 75 on the mortgage, and we have 5 investment properties.
In about 23 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the big question. How'd you do that?
Infinity. Full stop.
Literally by getting the structure that Infinity provide integrated into our life. Mm-hmm. So, and we did that from day one. Like, we created an FFF, which is our budget, and we actually started that on $550 and never went over that, but actually we decreased that to $450 quite a while ago, and we still don't go over. We just really stick to that every single day. And I think the hardest bit for me was reining in the food shopping, because that was, I had 3 boys. Like, I was always feeding armies, so it took me a long time to not want to feed armies every mealtime. And we were always throwing food out. Now I just we stick to that. We have an amount every week, which, you know, when we say it out loud, it feels like, really, that's all we have for the week. But honestly, we have $50 each a week. But everything's covered though, so it's just like, that's for whatever you want. If you want to go out for lunch and spend that. I literally pretty much save mine most weeks. Wayne spends his most weeks.
Yeah, well, no, you've got up to about $800. I've got about $100 at the moment.
Yeah,
and that's great. That's just maybe one coffee at work. That's it, and that's about it.
So, change of structure. Yeah, focusing on, you know, what you are spending and the FFF, using the FFF. Mm-hmm. And has that been hard? Because now you're $175-ish plus $1,000 down on your mortgage. Yep. And it's that simple.
It's that simple. Yep. I think the hardest bit is just recognizing that it's all about the structure. Like, just follow that structure, because everybody's lives are different. Everybody has different starting places and whatever they are. But it is all about the structure. If you change one thing, the thing about, I'm a counsellor by trade, so I have a system theories background. Change one thing, you impact everything. That's system theory. You can't change one thing without impacting everything. And it's just changing that one structural piece impacts absolutely everything. So,
I don't think I found it at all difficult because the money that I was spending previously is just now being redirected into our mortgage. And technically, I haven't noticed a change in we haven't gone without. We have not gone without.
The word I use a lot is more purposeful.
Yeah,
spending.
We've just redirected the funds.
Purposefully.
Yeah, I'm not going to the big green shed. I'm not going to the motorbike shop. I'm not going here and there and going on sitting on eBay and spending the money tap, 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 taparoo.
Because that was easy, but that evaporated the money, right?
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly it did. And when you think about it, I mean, Tineka's a wonderful cook, and I've always loved leftovers and taking those to work. But I would eat those leftovers, and hence why I put on weight is because occasionally I treat myself to a pie and a cake and maybe a hot chocolate and something like, which has not been good for you. It's also I'm sitting in a vehicle all day driving, so I'm not using that energy and I'm putting weight on. But I was adding up just how much money you could spend on food, and to buy a pie and a cake and a coffee nowadays, you're talking $20 to $25. If you do that every day, how quick does that add up? So you're talking $225 over a week.
But you can still do that. You can still have a treat, right?
No, no such thing as a treat. No, I've been treating myself for decades. So why should I continue to treat myself now when I would like to focus on something more important?
But I would also say the $50 a week you get is your treat, however you choose to spend it. We are not saying we are miserable. We do not want you to be miserable. We don't want anyone to be miserable. No. And in fact, you set your budget. We don't set your budget. We might encourage you if it's a little bit, loose to tighten it up, but you set your budget.
But there's still date nights, and last night we went to the most magnificent, which the less common it is, the more you appreciate it. We went to an Italian restaurant last night, and it was magnificent.
Does it start with G and end in Amelie's?
Yes, indeed, it does.
I just
it's not bad.
Good.
I'm going to fly up here just to go to that restaurant.
Fantastic.
So you know it. It's obviously got a reputation. Oh my goodness, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And we just savoured every bite because how good it was.
Yes, it is.
And that was a treat. That was a rare treat for us.
Yeah.
So we got to do that.
Yeah. Okay, so budget locked and loaded. You came with no investment properties.
Mm-hmm.
You now have
5. Yeah.
Could you ever have thought that? We've already had a chat about this, but could you ever have imagined that?
No.
Not in my wildest dreams.
No.
Could I ever thought that was possible, that we could come to our first REM thinking that we'd acquire one, and we walked out with 2 floating on the air. Can you believe that we just got 2 properties? We went away and we were just pinching ourselves for a couple of days saying, did that really just happen? Were we in actually a position to be able to do that? Because we had no idea that we could have done that. So the excitement started there. Right, let's do this. Balls to the wall.
So we started with 2, and then you obviously did a fantastic job of your debt reduction. And we continued to look at the numbers, and we went, there's more capacity here. Yep.
So 12 months later, they got us up to another REM, and we thought they'd be offering us another property, and we thought in our wildest dreams, we're going to get, can you believe we have 3 investment properties? Wow. We got 2 last year, and we're going to get another one this year. This is exciting. And they presented 3 properties to us, and I still thought, which one are they going to offer us? And we sort of looked at each other and winked at each other and went, that one there looks awesome, that one there looks awesome. And our wonderful wealth strategist says to us, so do you want all 3? And Tineka's like, she sort of jumps back and goes, I don't know. I could see the fear in the face, and I just went, yep, that's it. I said, ball to the wall. Yep, done. And she's like, and I said, no, sweetie, we get all 3.
Yeah.
If we can afford this now, trust the process, because Infinity have said we can do this. And I could see Tineka's apprehension there slightly. And I just went, if Infinity say we can do this, we can do this. I don't care that we have to pull our heads in. And we did it.
So a bit of the sphincter pucker is probably normal.
Yep.
It's the oh fuck phase, isn't it?
there was an oh fuck phase for you.
Oh fuck phase.
Okay.
It's because I'm I call it now the illusion of control, because it is the great illusion, isn't it? That you want to keep control of everything. So I'm more the details. Wayne just lets me do all the admin and detail stuff. So I'm kind of crunching the numbers and going, I don't know how we can do this. It doesn't add up to me. That's where you have to let go of that illusion of control and go, well, I don't know. If I'd known this beforehand, I wouldn't be sitting here trusting a team to be doing this, because they know a lot more about what's actually happening with our finances than we did. I keep learning along the way. So now it's letting go of, I'm sure Dean will be very happy to hear this, by the way, because poor Dean gets hammered by me. Dean, what about this? What about this?
Oh, poor, and I just feel
I'm
for
sure
Dean.
that Dean, and I actually write in my emails now, I know you're taking that big sigh going, Tineka, okay. And he will respond to me with patience and grace. So, it is that illusion of I'm not in control about knowing every tiny nth degree. I know what I need to know, and I keep learning, because
and that was my next question.
Accountable. We are accountable.
Mm-hmm.
So every time we do something new in the structure, in the system, it is about learning that, because you do have to then know, okay, so what do they need now? What should I be keeping? Who do I need to be making sure I'm in contact with and connected with and sending whatever to be sent to? And that's where Erin comes in, in terms of connecting us or telling me which direction, or sometimes I'll reach out. Having now gone through this process pretty much a few times now, I'm finally like, oh, I know how this goes. I know what I need to get. I know what I should be keeping, what I should be making, keeping track of and things, because that is a learning curve, that learning to know what to keep, what to make note of, what I should be tracking along the way, what documents, to gather and who to send it to, and then who to contact after certain bits and pieces have gone through. So it's always a learning curve.
But there's always that safety net of Erin
Absolutely.
and your team, Dean
Absolutely.
and Lou, to reach out to
100%.
if you're ever not 100%.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you are taking accountability, because this is your journey. And based on what you're saying, the successes, the learning, what you've accumulated and what you've already achieved, you should be so proud of yourselves.
Thank you, but it's also Infinity that have brought this about with us. Yes, we're on board. Yes, we've got to do the groundwork, but we couldn't have done this on our own.
Well, we show you the way, but you guys do the work. I appreciate
that's it.
I
So
appreciate the gratitude, but realistically,
it's a team effort, but
you guys do the work.
I mean, Tineka did know that there was this way. She's been trying to get me on board for many years. She goes, Wayne, did you know that we could actually pay our house down quicker? We can do this, we can do that. We had separate bank accounts up until Infinity. Yeah, we had
Well,
touched
that's
on
interesting, Wayne. What changed? What clicked? What made you say, let's do this?
I was for the last few years before we joined Infinity, I was starting to get sick and tired of spending money. I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to live there. It came about from a place of my father getting to a point where he passed away a year before retirement, and being conservative his whole life, lived in the same house with mum and dad, and dad got to his retirement, he passed away. There's a backstory behind that. We spoke with G, and that came from a place where he saved and was frugal his whole life and got to his retirement and never got to enjoy his money. And it just goes to show me that disease can take you out at any time. So I'm going to spend my money now while I've got it. And that went on for about 10, 12 years with me until I got to a point where I got so sick and tired of just pissing money away against stupid stuff. And there was some stuff that was great, but also there was some stupid stuff that I just didn't need. And I've just got sick and tired of wasting money. And I started to finally listen to Tineka. Look, we have the potential, because as my employment progressed, I started earning reasonable money. That should be going really towards our mortgage, because it's 53 years old. We had 17, so nearly 3 years ago, I had 17 years left on our mortgage. So we had a mortgage until I was 70, and Tineka would be 73. And
What's your projection now? When's it paid out?
We just got told we had 6 to 10 months. We just had a word with G, and so
was that a challenge?
A bit of a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah. So the structure that we were given, they said 3 years and 5 months, and it looks like we'll come in under 3 years for paying the mortgage out, which is just
Unbelievable.
I'm pinching myself still, really, because we really haven't gone that much without, except for that our money has been now redirected off the mortgage, and as well as using equity to acquire other properties. So
the system is so simple.
Yeah, but beyond excited. And when we say we couldn't have done it on our own, the knowledge, there's so many peripherals of knowledge that we didn't have. We could learn, but it would take so long to learn that, and then risks to take, and then we'd be making mistakes where Infinity have already got that covered, which made it so much easier for us. And it was easier for me to trust the process because we threw our cards up in the air and say, wherever these cards land, I just threw the cards up, turned my back and walked away. I'm going to work today. I'm coming home. I'm going to go work tomorrow. I'm going to do as much overtime as I can. Tineka's a more detailed person, so she's just technically in the house. She's the brains, I'm the muscle. So anything that needs doing, I'll do. She just has everything done, budgeted, all this and that, and this and that. Credit to her. She's wonderful. So, but a little bit more ruminating over the process.
Do you share a lot of the budget talk though? Tineka probably takes ownership of a lot of it, but it's important that both people are aware and know. She does. Yeah, we do sit down. We do have chats all the time about that. Right, this is what we're doing. This is where we're tracking. I'll quite invoke that conversation. Okay, where are we now, sweetie? Where do you think we'll be? It just gives me a little bit more incentive to work harder and do more overtime or do what I can. And I know just 2 weeks ago, I sold the last motorbike. I'm never going to probably buy another bike. I don't think I will. I've sold all my gear. So, I thought you were going to say sold all my kids.
No, gear, all the gear that goes with it, all the racing gear. Oh, I sold my race bike 6 years ago. Why do I need to keep racing suits and stuff like that? 2 weeks ago, I got $600. For that. I'm keeping. So on that, we're culling stuff out of the house that I'm no longer needing,
which is also liberating. Yeah, getting rid of stuff.
Well, it feels so good. Infinity has actually given us the space to talk about finances and to talk about what goals we want, where we want to head, what we think, and have those grow goals. Because prior to that, if ever we talked about finances, it was always this kind of I don't need to know about that, or avoidance, or why are you picking on me for that, or me saying, why can't you do that? You know, there was that not a willingness to like sit down and be on the same page, where there was that resistance and that push-pull all the time. And so I just kind of went, oh, well, whatever, you do you. You have your money, you do whatever. As long as we all pay the bills together, fine. That's just the way it's going to be.
Bills are always paid.
Yeah.
There's no aggression. There was no aggression there. It's just like, okay, more rolling of eyes.
So it's a very big turnaround in a very short period of time.
It is. It creates a space that actually gets you excited about talking about what you can actually achieve, and then it becomes a game. It becomes like it's a challenge for yourself.
Checking in on where you are and where else you could keep going.
Gives you more incentive.
Motivation to continue.
We just hit under $100,000 on the mortgage, and I was just like, whoa, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, no way could have we thought we could have done this. So
it's a credit to you guys. You have applied what we've taught you, and you've run with it, and you've been willing and open to ask questions and understand yourself, not just sort of push it away and say, oh, it's someone else's problem, they can sort it out for us. You know, it is part of the journey, the understanding. So I think you guys I'm so pleased you're here to share your story with everyone. What would you say is your biggest win in your journey with Infinity?
The biggest win for me would be the shift in my mindset involving willpower. And that has covered multiple facets in my personal life of just saying, you know what, when you put your mind to it, you can really do it. And that first started with just seeing results that were applied to our budget by Infinity, which we adhered to. And then I decided to apply that into health and well-being in life, as well as work. As well, my willpower to say, right, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to falter. Whereas previously I'd give in because maybe I deserve something, or maybe I deserve a new tool for the workshop, or maybe I deserve a treat at the bakery. No.
So the results that you got here with Infinity Budget and mortgage and debt reduction and wealth creation helped you move into other areas and be more holistically healthy. And healthy, wealthy and wise by the sounds of it. Oh, God, that's cliche, isn't it?
That's a cliche, but it's so true. For me, that's my biggest win is the power of mind. to stick to something that you know is good for you.
I actually love that. I think that's the best answer anyone
really?
could give.
Oh,
Absolutely.
true.
Money.
Yeah, thank you.
Money's great. Money's
money's great.
important.
Money's money.
Wealth,
Yeah.
debt reduction, all fantastic. But
Yeah.
mindset to know
Mindset.
you can do more
Yes.
is paramount.
Yeah. When I started to see the weight drop off of me this year, going from 108 centimetres around the belly down to 86.5 now around the stomach, how I feel is just phenomenal. And I feel 15 years younger. I haven't been this weight since I was 18 years old, and I'm now 55. I've not been in the 70s since I was a teenager. And I'm actually my perfect weight for my height now, which is what I should be. So I've been carrying all this excess fat for years, which also comes with consequences of potential disease. And it could be anything, you know. So the willpower to continue, and I'm occasionally with the work colleagues, we'll stop for a coffee. And that is what we just do. We'll just start with a coffee, and we'll meet at the coffee shop, and you go into, and you can smell the bakery food. So I've been doing that still for the last year. And they might grab a pie, and they might grab a cake, or one guy will grab a couple pies. Yeah, I'm not. And so I'm not having any milk. It's black, tall black, or green tea. My most common drink is green tea. So I'll go in, I want to get a coffee, I'll get a green tea. Green tea, thanks. And they go, yeah, green tea. I'm like, yeah, mate, I actually love green tea. So I might have one coffee in the morning if it's long black at home, and I'll get a green tea. And that's it before 8 a.m. And yeah, so you smell that food, and I'm fighting. And for 6 months I was fighting, and even occasionally I still go in there and just breathe in that fresh cooked bakery pies and all that.
Take my treat.
Yeah, and it's almost like
Imagine it.
you get
Imagine that.
goosebumps. You're smelling it. And you say to yourself, no. And it'll be so easy just to tap-a-roo and grab a pie, and it'll taste great. But no, because then I know what will come the next day will be cravings for another one, and cravings. I don't want those cravings.
Well, this could so be a whole other podcast. Life lessons
right.
with
Life
Wayne.
lessons.
Yeah, I feel too
Wayne,
good,
yeah.
but it's also Infinity's invoked me to delve deeper into educating myself about finance and listen religiously. I haven't missed a Doc Wilson podcast in over 2 years, and to just understand what's going on with the Australian economy across multiple areas, as well as diet. It's caused me to look into, why am I just craving, when I have a sugary treat, why the next day do I want 2 or 3 sugary treats? Because it's engineered to keep you coming back for more.
It's a bit like a credit card.
That's exactly
If I go and
Yeah.
buy something and spend money, I want to go and do it again
Do you
tomorrow,
know-
or gambling, or any of
Yeah.
these
Any
other.
of the
All of this
other-
comes back down
addiction.
to, I believe, a dopamine hit that we get, and that's another thing I educated myself on. Yeah, you're getting a dopamine buzz out of eating something really awesome, and it's engineered to be awesome. And I was also getting a dopamine hit off of spending money. No doubt about it. I'd be going somewhere to go to Bunnings to spend $50, and I'd come back spending $500-600 with all these toys to play with, which was pretty cool. And I was getting a buzz off of this. And don't say it's not a dopamine hit. It is. It's probably like the pokies or gambling or many other facets of how people get their buzz. I was getting my buzz through spending money.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Well, thank you so much for your time, guys. Lastly, what would you say to someone who is thinking about signing up to Infinity?
I would say don't hold back, and make sure that you look at many episodes of the Money Mentor podcast, because there's so many. And while everybody's journey is different, it's the same principle. And I would say don't hold back, because you need to understand that there is such a better way of doing things, and you don't have to sacrifice a huge amount to achieve what you want to achieve. It's just look into it. It's not crap. It's not a scam. It's not a cult. 100% it's not. And we're not a paid actor, like some crap people say. It's,
Although I've seen you on TV before.
I have been on TV before, so feel free to touch on that if you want. So yeah, well, I can't. Oh yes, I'm a police officer, and I have been on RBT TV show, and so yeah.
So credible.
All I can be, because I couldn't say that I was a police officer without. If I was impersonating, that would be, you'd be arrested for impersonating. You can't declare yourself to be a police officer when you don't actually hold a warrant card and a badge. So yeah, no, that is my journey. That is my shift work. That is, and I do really enjoy what I do. I thoroughly enjoy the diversity, the challenges. It's just it's the best job. I honestly say it's the best job. It's the most challenging job I've ever had, but the best job I've ever had for 15 years now by far.
Life is good, as we said.
Life is good.
And Tineka, what
I
would
would
you
actually
say?
say that if you're looking like I was, for some kind of structure that can support you to get where you know you can get to, and you may have a resistant...
Or further than you think you can get,
or
right?
or bigger than you think you can ever imagine. True. And you have someone who's not quite on board with you or can't see it, this might just be the space that will bring them along, because that was where I was at. And, you know, you see a lot of things out there, and you see a lot of kind of let us help you budget and all of these things. But those let us help you budget, the amount you're paying them to do your budget, whereas this is about let us help you understand what you can do, and then far beyond what you even think you can do. So, yeah, don't hold back. Just
Yep.
Fantastic.
listen to it and get on board.
Yep.
You
I'll
won't
tell
regret
you what,
it.
The Infinity is the best thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
Honestly is. Yeah.
Sold.
Well, it's
Sold to the highest
it's
bidder.
exactly what they say. It's changed our lives financially, but not just that. We've applied those facets, those principles to multiple facets in our life. It's crazy how it's changed many things in our life. So,
Well,
yeah.
I'm excited to see your podcast
Yeah.
because this has been great.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Chantal.
We really enjoyed it. Thanks.
Fantastic.
You fucking gone. See ya.